Hi, I'm Navid Ansari. In this video, I'm going to show you some cool stuff with a spine. First of all, what you can do with slots in a spine. So you can see we have this goblin that we import to a spine in last video, and you did see how you can import from Photoshop to a spine and how you can export from a spine to right version that GameMaker support, and how you can change the version to supported version of GameMaker. Okay, just remember that I use the version of 2.3.3.574. Okay, why? Because the newest update of GameMaker does have a lot of bugs, so that's why I use this. It's stable and works fine. So you can see in here, with using a slots in a spine, I can change this dagger in our goblin's hand. Okay, so we can change the weapon, and it's too easy to do. Let me show you how you can do that. So if you remember from my last video, I did import this goblin to our spine from Photoshop. So in here we have some slots. This circle here named slots, and in parent of that there is a bone, and I will explain to you what bone is. And I want to put it in separate video from this because bones are too much important to just explain it in one video. There is a lot of way to create bones in a spine, and I want to show you the basic method and the best method out there. So I want to show you how you can use a slot to change weapon of our goblin. Okay, so you can see we have this dagger in here. We can hidden it. Okay, so there is nothing in our goblin's hands, and if we select on this dot in here, it will show it to us. Okay, so the dagger now is here, and I want to show you how you can change that. It's too easy. So you can see in images, I add a dagger in here, and you can see our dagger. I just downloaded from Google, and I make it transparent so we can put it in our goblin's hand. So what we should do, we should just drag this dagger to our dagger slot, and you can see it here. Okay, and it's that easy to add new weapon to our character. All the animation that we create with that dagger and with this body will be there with our new dagger or whatever new weapon that we put in our goblin's hand. Okay, so in a spine we can change the weapon like this. Let me just resize our new dagger so we can fit it in our goblin's hand. We can select a scale tools in here, so you can see there is a lot of tools in here. I will explain to you every one of them in details. Don't worry about that. Just for a scale, we can scale it like this. Okay, so this size. With rotation we can rotate it, and with transform we can transform it. Okay, so we need to scale it down a little bit again, and again scale it down, again translate it, and now we have two dagger that we can give it to our goblin. So you can see it, we can do it like this. And now I want to show you how you can change this weapon in GameMaker. But before doing that, let me export this. I did explain how you can export a animation or character from a spine to GameMaker, but I will do it fast in here and you can watch it. Just go to a spine, go to export. I did explain everything in here. Just select a place that you want to save it, and where I want to save it, I did create an atlas folder in here, and select this atlas folder, hit export, and it will be exported. Because this version of a spine is 3.8.75, I can change that version with this line of codes in here. So you can see Java, CP, let me show you in internet. I did explain all of this in my last video about how you can export your animation from a spine to our GameMaker. So we can just copy this and change the values in here, and it will create it for us. So when we done that, so you can see that the atlas was created, the JSON file was created, the PNG file was created, and let me open this. And you can see our new dagger is too big. We should make it a little bit small, like this dagger size in Photoshop, or scale it when you want to export from Photoshop to a spine. I did explain all of this in my last video, so I don't want to explain it again, but let it be like this. With this CMD code that we did right in here, and I did explain it in my last video, we did create this goblin final in here, and we have it right now, and we can add it to our GameMaker. So in GameMaker, let's just create a new project. Let's call it Goblin. Hit save. And in here, create a sprite. Let's call it a sprite goblin, and hit import in here. I want to copy the location that I did save that JSON file and atlas file. So Control C in here, paste it in here, and now we should add this goblin final.json, because we changed the version of that to 3.7, because GameMaker version 2.3.3 does not support version after 3.7. So we should change whatever version we have in our JSON to 3.7. If you have the version, the GameMaker version of 2.3.7, it supports Spine version 4, but that GameMaker does have a lot of bugs. Because of that, I didn't update my GameMaker for now. So let's just open this, and you can see that our goblin is here. So for testing that, let's just create an object in here, and let's just call it obj goblin. And in here, add an sprite to it, or goblin. And in here, I want to change the weapon. So before that, let's just go to our room and add this object to our room. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So hit shift so it don't change the scale with wrong scale. So now we added to our room. I want to add a key pressed event of keypad number 1. So the number 1, like Call of Duty, when you had number 1, it changed its weapon, right? So in here, what we should say a skeleton attachment set, and it needs 2 input. One of them is a slot and one of them is attachment. What are those? Let me show you. In a spine, you can see we have a slot in here. That is, the name of it is dagger. Let's just double click on it and copy its name. And we have 2 attachments. These images call attachments, right? So let me change that. First of all, the slot name that we copied in here, put it in here like this, because we are using JSON, so we should use a string for input. Okay, so after that we should change the attachment. So for number 1, I just want to use the dagger itself. What is the dagger itself? First attachment is dagger. Okay, we use the name of the first attachment to set it as just this image. Okay, but if you want to change the weapon to dagger 2, let's just copy its name by double clicking on it and copy it with Control C. And in here, when they hit 1 in their keyboard, they will select first attachment, that is dagger. So for the next attachment, I want to create a keypad number 2. So the number 2 is dagger number 2. So let's just copy this code in here and change the name to dagger 2, and that's all you need to do. So let's just hit open. When you first start this, it will show you this spine agreement. So hit I agree and hit OK, because you should have a license for your spine. So we have this now, and when we hit 1, it will set the attachment to that default dagger. Okay, but when we hit 2 in our numpad, it will change the weapon in our goblin hands to dagger number 2. And again, if you hit 1, it put the dagger number 1 in our goblin hand, and we can change that. So we can give it animation for doing that, and I don't want to show you in this video because the animation video will be too long to do that. So we have this, but I use key press, that is numpad, but we can change it to key press digits, I think, yeah, number 1, and we can change it with number 1 on upper numbers on our keyboard. So let's have that as well, digits number 2, and let's just copy these to number 2, and yeah, we have it. So let's just play it again. And you can see in the numbers above our keyboard, we can change the weapons like we do in Call of Duty, okay? Now, in the next video, I will show you how you can animate all of these, how your goblin can have animation, how you can rig your goblin, how you can give it animation, and I will explain all the details in a spine and all the tips and tricks in a spine. So you should subscribe, right? Hope you liked this video. If you want to help me, please hit that like button. It helps me a lot. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.